Hello. Welcome to the Master the Art of Flutter series, a step-by-step tutorial for beginners. In this video, we are going to learn about navigation. Navigating between screens. To navigate between screens in Flutter, you can use the Navigator class. The Navigator class is responsible for managing the stack of screens that are currently displayed. To navigate to a new screen, you can use the push method. The push method takes a root object as a parameter. A root object represents a single screen in the navigation stack. For example, the following code navigates to a new screen called new screen. To navigate back to the previous screen, you can use the pop method. The pop method removes the top screen from the navigation stack. For example, the following code navigates back to the previous screen. Navigator.pop context. Here is an example of how to navigate between two screens. The example shows the navigation between home screen and settings screen. Routing arguments. You can pass arguments to a new screen using the arguments property of the root object. For example, the following code navigates to a new screen called My Screen and passes the value Hello, World as an argument. To access the routing arguments in the new screen, you can use the modalRoot.of method. The modalRoot.of method returns the root object for the current screen. For example, the following code gets the routing arguments from the current screen. You can pass arguments to a screen when you navigate to it using the Navigator.pushNamed method. To pass an argument, you need to specify the name of the argument and the value of the argument. Here is an example of how to pass an argument to a screen. Named roots. You can also define named roots in your Flutter app. Named roots are a convenient way to navigate to screens without having to create a root object each time. To define a named root, you can use the roots property of the Material app or Cupertino app widget. The roots property is a map of named roots to root objects. Here is an example code that defines a named root called my_screen. Once you have defined a named root, you can navigate to it using the Navigator.pushNamed method. The Navigator.pushNamed method takes the name of the root as a parameter. For example, the following code navigates to the my_screen root. Navigator.pushNamed context my_screen. Named roots allow you to define roots for your screens and then navigate to those roots using the Navigator.pushNamed method. To define a named root, you need to add a roots property to your Material app widget. The roots property is a map of root names to roots. Each root is a function that takes a build context object and returns a widget. Here is an example of how to define named roots. To navigate to the settings screen, you can use the Navigator.pushNamed method as shown below. Navigator.pushNamed context/settings. This will push the settings screen onto the stack of screens that are currently displayed. To pass an argument to the settings screen, you can use the arguments parameter to the Navigator.pushNamed method. For example, this code will navigate to the settings screen and pass the value John Doe as the argument. The argument can be accessed on the settings screen using this property. modalRoot.of context.settings.arguments. For example, the following code will display the value of the argument on the settings screen. Named roots are a convenient way to navigate between screens in your Flutter app. They allow you to define roots for your screens and then navigate to those roots using the Navigator.pushNamed method. Bottom navigation bars and tabs. Bottom navigation bars and tabs are a common way to navigate between screens in Flutter apps. To create a bottom navigation bar, you can use the bottom navigation bar widget. The bottom navigation bar widget takes a list of bottom navigation bar item widgets as a parameter. Each bottom navigation bar item widget represents a tab in the bottom navigation bar. For example, this code creates a bottom navigation bar with two tabs. When the user taps a tab in the bottom navigation bar, the Navigator class navigates to the corresponding screen. Conclusion. Navigation is an important part of any Flutter app. By understanding navigation, you can create apps with easy-to-use and intuitive user interfaces. Alright, Flutter Explorers. We've just charted the course for your users' journeys. From smooth sailing with bottom navigation to thrilling adventures with named routes, you're now equipped to guide your users through every nook and cranny of your masterpiece. Plot your own epic adventure. Craft intuitive pathways through your app, guide your users with precision, and let them discover hidden treasures. Share your navigational maps in the comments, ask any questions that might arise, and let's embark on this journey together. Remember to cast your like and subscribe for more Flutter magic. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into the realm of APIs, unlocking powerful connections with the outside world. Keep fluttering, and remember, the voyage is just beginning.